you're playing as a tough guy, as this two-fisted action hero who's not a soldier, who's not a martial arts master, who's not trained or he's skilled, he's tough, but he's making it up as he goes along. He's driven to fight out of desperation and survival. You're gonna get ganged up on, they're gonna try and get behind you, they're gonna charge in on all sides. You gotta keep moving, keep swinging, you know, maybe fight a little dirty. Fair fights are for chumps, right? You can walk into a nice clean room and totally wreck the place.
Samson, his loved magnum opus car is his weapon as well. You know, if he's tasked with getting this hit where this guy is speeding in front of him and the only thing is his car, he may have to weave through traffic and slam his car into his to push that car off the road or into a post or something to take it out. Another time it might be, you know, he's trying to help his team do a heist or a hit and he needs to get them out of that location before the enforcement arrives, so it might be a getaway vehicle. It might just be a simple delivery tool as well, like he needs to help his gang get things delivered around town on time and he's the man for that.
The world is not just an arena in which you have a fight. The world is part of the fight. You can use everything you break. You can take broken things and make them into weapons. You can knock stuff over onto people. Debris can get in enemies' ways. Heavy stuff can fall and kill people. Like, it's crazy. Really wanted to emphasize that you're desperate, you're tough, you're driven to fight.
The original vision for combat in Samson was to hit like a freight train. And I'm really happy to see that we have succeeded in these areas and continue to make such progress. So combat in Samson doesn't stop with punching or kicking someone. A big part of the game is focused on vehicle combat.
In-car combat, it's about, like, you know, it can be cars hitting each other, and it's the relative momentum of the two cars, like how fast the car is, how much mass they have is dictating the damage that's being done. Then the damage of the car, like I don't want to feel a car just dies, you know, cars don't die, they're made up of lots of different parts. We have a part system, there's tires, wheels, the engine, these can all degrade. The player will feel how that car, you know, the consequences of how those parts are damaged.
A curse marks my flesh. A blight no worldly cure can heal. I have traveled far to reach the god tree of Derwa, hoping it would rid me of this ever-bleeding wound. If it were only that easy.
Kromlech is an action-adventure RPG set in a dark, low-fantasy world influenced by Celtic mythology and aesthetics. Here you can see our hero Kromlech walking towards the village of Letrek, the first of many settlements you will encounter on your journey. The world is fully handcrafted, there is no procedural generation, and we also used a lot of our own photogrammetry assets, such as flowers and other elements. The size of Kromlech is inspired by old-school RPGs such as Gothic. We didn't want to make a huge but mostly empty open world. Instead, every nook and cranny has its meaning, and curious exploration is rewarded. Our game map is also very vertical. There is a lot of deep caverns and crags, but also high mountains with beautiful vistas. Now, let's take a look at our gear system. This is just a small taste of many armor pieces you will be able to acquire during the game. You can mix and match to your heart's content, and every piece of equipment can also be upgraded with special inscriptions. Since the game world is pretty dangerous, it would be wise to go out with a weapon. In Kromlech, you will battle your enemies with various swords, axes, maces or clubs. You can even dual wield them or use them with a shield.
Imbecile.
In Albion, heroes are special, different.
You'll be able to pick from a range of different character heads and customize your clothing, hair, skin tone, tattoos, and scars, so the hero you play represents you.
Through the weapons you use.
Just like the classic trilogy, heroes in our game fight with a combination of strength, skill, and will. Seamlessly blending melee and ranged weapons with magical abilities gives us style-weaving combat. Allowing you to show off your personal playstyle against single opponents and large groups of enemies alike. Melee is at the heart of our close quarters combat. You'll use light and heavy combos, often knocking enemies off balance and executing stylish finishers. Swap to your ranged weapon to bypass enemy guard and deal with troublesome flying enemies. And of course, you'll be able to unleash your powerful spells to both manipulate and devastate your opponents.
Hobbs are back, as are Balverines, Hollowfolk, and Trolls.
And we're adding brand new enemies too, like this fearsome cockatrice, a giant fire-breathing chicken. Each enemy family is different, with their own weaknesses to exploit and defenses to overcome. But with all the unique tools in your combat toolbox, how you defeat your enemies is up to you.
Buying a house, getting a job, making some money.
Romancing a villager, getting married, having kids.
Fancy a date?
Perfect. You can get to know me better.
Buying another house. Buying every house in Albion. Buying every business in Albion. Getting rich.
Marrying a bunch more people, having a bunch more kids.
And all of this revolves around the people who live in Albion, who we call the living population. There are more than 1,000 of them, and every single one is unique. Each of them has a name, a role, a daily routine, and their own personality. You could follow any one of them for a day and just watch them live their life.
They'll get up, go to work, spend some leisure time on hobbies, then go home to bed.
Hey, you. Working hard? How can I help you, boss?
Maybe the bed they sleep in is in a house you own because you're the landlord.
Or maybe their bed is on the street because you evicted them.
All right.
Oh, it's you. You're awful.
And all of the stuff you do affects what they think of you.
You're a legend.
Because everything you do builds your reputation.
Very impressive. Now that's an hero right there.
But we have a slightly different take on it.
For us, morality isn't black and white. There are lots of grey areas. And importantly, morality is subjective. No two people see things exactly the same way. And that's how it works in our game too.
Everything you do earns you a reputation. And every person in Albion will have a different reaction to you as a result.
Hello there.
Yeah, we get it. You're rich.
They'll remember things you did directly to them. They'll love you or hate you for the choices you make.
Home to Fairfax Castle, the old clock tower, and the legendary Heroes Guild.
It's a huge city, full of contrasts. Rich and poor, nobles and commoners, royalty and criminals. You'll spend plenty of time here during the game as you discover the secrets of the Heroes Guild and its reclusive guildmaster, Humphrey the Golden.
今天天气真好啊！不好好逛逛，怎么对得起难得的好阳光？人生啊，就应该好好虚度。呀，好热闹，居然有巡游活动！但今天不是什么特殊的节日啊，谁这么大手笔？哦，加德列百货公司，这不是贝克兰德的大百货公司吗？难不成要来停更开分店了？真不错，以后买东西更方便了。啊，银质的纽扣，羊皮手工靴子，天鹅羽毛笔，就是我的钱包可要遭点罪了。快到铁十字街的市场了，这里的瓜果物美价廉，对我的钱包更友好。下午好啊，布什先生。
哟，米娅小姐，来块新鲜的后腿肉嘛，上等的黑猪肉。哈哈哈哈！哎，
好啊，我晚餐的时候再来。听说卖猪肉的布彻先生以前是廷根大学文学系的学生。廷大大学生卖猪肉，这事儿当年还上过《老实人报》的头版头条。前面就是工厂区了，工厂的烟囱把天都熏黑了。哎，快要下雨了，得快点了。地下市场藏在恶龙酒吧里，如果没有熟客指路，普通人根本找不到。恶龙酒吧以黑啤酒和拳击闻名，每次开赛擂台前都坐满了人，真搞不懂这种野蛮活动有什么好看
的。是米娅小姐啊，进去吧。
看门人汤姆，看着5大3粗，其实是个妻管严。之前喝醉被老婆拿羽毛掸子追到铁十字街，被我救了下来。从此我进地下市场就方便多了。万能的地下市场，我来了。
这位小姐，看看我们的狒狒背包吧，纯手工的。只卖3苏勒6便士。
不用了，谢谢。奇怪了，这不是地下黑市吗？怎么还卖这种儿童产品？
下午好。
下午好啊，约瑟夫先生。上次托您留意的书有货吗？
刚淘来的好货。偶遇灵界生物的100点。
这本书确实有非凡力量的残留。不过老板的肝脏看起来不太健康。老规矩，打个8折吧。
你呀，不给你打折，你又要跟我磨半个钟头了。你这砍价的劲头啊，跟我以前一个老主顾很像。
啊，对了，约瑟夫先生，要注意肝脏健康，少喝点黑啤酒哦。
我的个女神啊！我偷喝了2杯也能看出来。现在的大学生就是厉害。
这位小姐，你再考虑考虑。你看看这手艺，这质感，绝对配得上你的气质。给你便宜，
不用了，谢谢。
3苏勒怎么样？
不是，我堂堂廷根大学高材生，怎么会背这么优质的包？
哎哎，2苏勒，2苏勒，你拿走。
下午好啊，卡卡先生。
下午好啊，大学生。想听点什么？
故乡的小茉莉。
得嘞。
前天晚上，我又梦见死灵，他在前面走。 我怎么也追不上。
7年了，跟鬼子斗了7年。要活下去，活下去就有希望。他们问鬼子杀得完吗？杀不完也得杀。要是中国人都投降了，那他妈还有中国吗？
Welcome to the first Crimson Desert Features overview video. In this series, we'll be sharing information about several gameplay features and providing a look into what you can expect when you step into the world of Crimson Desert. Today, we'll cover our main protagonist Cliff and his story, as well as the open world where your journey will take place. This is the continent of Pywell, a seamless open world filled with natural beauty. Here you'll find both vast wilderness stretching as far as the eye can see, and bustling cities inhabited by residents from all walks of life. As you explore, you may also come across ancient ruins and more just waiting to be discovered. But for all its beauty, danger lurks in all corners. Rival factions clash in deadly conflicts. Hostile forces roam the lands. And high above, in the realm known as the Abyss, a growing mystical imbalance threatens to push the world toward chaos. The story of Crimson Desert centers on Cliff.
This way. How's the situation?
But as his tale unfolds, 2 new playable characters will come to join your journey. As these characters become available, you will be able to freely explore Pywell and undertake many quests outside the main story with them. Each character has their own combat style, as well as unique skills and weapons, allowing you to experience the world and its battles in different ways. Pywell is made up of 5 regions, each holding stories to be told and discoveries waiting to be found. The main questline follows Cliff's journey through the central story, but questing in Pywell goes far beyond following a single path. The continent is full of other tales, interesting encounters, and hidden challenges that all shape your adventure, and you're free to take them on in any order you choose. Many of Pywell's quests revolve around the factions, houses, and organizations of Pywell. Some of these quests are grand, with large-scale objectives like reclaiming fortresses and taking on formidable foes.
Do you know how to drive a wagon? Would you take the reins and get me to the trading post?
While others are quieter, requiring you to help residents with everyday tasks. In Pywell, exploration is more than travel. it's discovery. Whether it's finding undiscovered points of interest, hidden treasures, or simply a vantage point to take in the view, there is much that will draw your curiosity to wander. With sights, secrets, and surprises along the way catching your attention and no strict path, you can pretty much go anywhere that captures your interest. A trusty steed provides reliable travel, but Cliff himself can climb and even glide across distances. Further into your journey, you'll also gain access to a missile-firing mech and a dragon that will allow you to soar high above the world. On your journey, you will meet a wide variety of the continent's inhabitants as part of everyday life in Pywell. Amongst them, hostile factions and enemies each present their own threats, from well-trained soldiers and sorcerers to ferocious beasts and machines that will test your combat skill and adaptability. And for those seeking a different kind of challenge, Pywell holds many mysteries. From ancient mechanisms hidden in forgotten ruins to enigmatic puzzles, each rewarding keen observation and problem solving.
Near that place, at least not anymore. But you, like darkness.
I knew it. You'd never break so easily. But why did you come back?
The Order's blades are coming. They failed once, but they won't fail again.
Please, take it. Save our people. The girl's nothing but a shell now. She'll never be the same.
You broke my blade.
But we broke your spirit!
Phantom is movement, striking from where none expect. Blade is breath. We channel it into steel, turning any blade into a divine weapon. When phantom and blade unite, no enemy stands.
Years ago, humans moved up into those huge, ugly towers and left the machines behind to run things for them. Left alone for a century, the machines evolved in ways no one could predict. A new species, trying to survive, fighting for scraps, searching for truth. An abandoned, poisoned wasteland, crawling with creatures beyond imagination. Down here, humans don't belong. For those who left the city, it's a one-way ticket. But they go for a reason. This evolution of the machines was not random. There's something vast behind it. It's coming for everyone, not just the machines. The people in the cities don't know it yet, but soon they will. They all will.
To start my adventure, I'll check with Yisu at the Yam station. Yisu's my captain. She commands the local station. There's a few delivery missions available, but there's one that catches my eye. It pays well and provides a lot of prestige, which helps me increase my career rank. Preparation and planning is the most important part of a delivery mission. That preparation starts with picking your horse. The mission takes me into the beautiful and diverse mountains of Mongolia. They're also freezing cold and full of treacherous terrain. I'll need a horse that can handle the climb, but more importantly, the cold. Looking over my horse, Sana is my choice. She has good endurance and balance, and she can handle the cold and the terrain. Now I'll check my saddlebags. Ooh, that's a mess. I really should have dealt with this before I rested. I won't need this stone, but I'll keep that Angelica and thyme for later. Now I need to balance my cargo. If I don't, Sana will have a harder time and could even get hurt. There we go, perfectly balanced. The next step is to craft some gear for the trip. The mountains get extremely cold, so I'll craft a few cold tonics and a couple of bandages too in case Sanai gets hurt. Okay, cold tonics, bandages. One more thing. My horse needs food on our travels. Normally she could just eat grass, but grass is sparser in the mountains, so I'll need some hay to feed my horse. Luckily I got some from the stable. Before you leave, it's a good idea to know where you're going. Planning a good route is essential. There's a shorter route, but it's more dangerous. My other option is longer, but it's safer, and I know the trails. My horse has a limited amount of stamina. These climbs are never easy, especially when it's icy. I'll need to pay attention to her stamina and take paths that are easier on her. You'll find resources along the way, and it's always good to grab them when you can. And just like a true Mongolian horse rider, I don't have to get off my horse to gather them. Perfect, that gives me a nice little boost. The elements and terrain aren't just a danger to a yam courier, there's also dangerous wild animals. A pack of wolves. I could shoot the wolves with arrows, but there's too many of them. Thankfully, I have just the thing for this situation. Animal repellent pouches can be attached to arrows. I always carry a couple just in case. If I fire one near the pack, it will make them scatter. That's one pack of wolves dealt with, and I didn't have to hurt them. Perfect. Physical danger isn't the only risk with wild animals. Predators like wolves scare your horse, which impacts the horse's mood. A horse with a low mood loses stamina faster and can't train as well. This storm is nasty. Weather is an important part of the game and you'll need to prepare for it. I'll give Sanai a cold tonic to protect her from the cold. I'm glad it's not much further. I've reached my destination, Tengarin Orgil Retreat. They say the spirit of this place is strong and watches over the people. That's Altani, the village shaman. Let's deliver this cargo. Great, a new career rank. I've been looking forward to those unlocks. Looks like I won't make it back to town before dark. It's best to rest at night to recover health and stamina. I'll need to find a place to camp for the night. Checking my map, I see that there's a campsite nearby. I've got a nomad camping kit in my inventory, and I can use it to set up camp. Sanai's had a hard ride. Caring for your horse is important. It helps them heal and removes negative conditions. She's in good shape after the ride, so I'll brush her and tend her hooves before bed. That'll increase her mood and restore her health. Now all that's left to do is go to sleep and wake up with the sun. Well, it's a new day. Let's hope this one involves fewer wolves. And that's a bear. But that's a challenge for another day. Welcome to life in the untamed wilds of the 13th century in Mongolia. So that was the story of my delivery, but what's yours? Tell us next month when The Legend of Khiimori hits early access.